Shalom, shalom, all praises and honor and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Rachak, Badash. Double honor to the others and the apostles of great wisdom who will pushing 100% to the gospel, picking up and sealing the elect of the nation of Israel through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai. And salutation to you, sincere Archimedes, that are pushing this gospel in all righteousness and sincerity, risking your lives and your freedom to do so. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, the creator of heaven and earth, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, the God which the scriptures speak of. And Yahweh is only begotten Son, which the world ignorantly and willfully calls Jesus Christ, and the Rachak was attached to the Holy Spirit. Right, double honor to the others and the apostles of great wisdom who rule well, pushing this 100% to the gospel, and sealing the elect of the nation of Israel through this. I've already said that once. Salakia for that. I just finished doing the camp video, and it didn't save. The snaps just bring out into something, so I can bring it out, bring out into something, But this is the second time this is happening. This is why I never make a video over 30 minutes, because this phone, this recorder never saves it, alright? So I'm just going to bring out into something, in the scriptures, which is basically what I wanted to go into is, what I was going into was Joe Biden has finally won, and all these jokes actually they think that that's okay, that there'll be that they are happy they're celebrating this, alright, celebrating another king of Babylon, alright, another president in this captivity. Which of course, I have to bring out all the pieces that I brought up before, but let me just do this quick, real quick, because I'm feeling, because bringing out all those things at the same time, But anyway, going to the book of James, chapter 5. And this is probably mostly my fault, man. I should have known this would happen. I should have recorded my videos in portions, like in parts, like I usually do. But once you just do one whole part and just want to do one whole part, just upload like that, just one full part, and it did not work. That whole full part did not save, and now you stop the video and it doesn't even save at all on the phone. And I have space, I have enough space for this. I don't even know why this is. In the videos this phone just they're behaving like this, alright? So it's the book of James 5 verse 12. But I hope of all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, because as scripture says, swear not by heaven, because it is the throne of the Most High, not by earth, alright, because it is his footstool. Neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea and your nay be nay, lest you fall into condemnation, alright? And if you go into that word condemnation, okay, the builder for that word condemnation, the word that you see there is hypocrisy, right? Hypocrisy, Strong's G 572, Strong's G 5272, which is hypocrisy. Okay, hypocrisy, at least you have watching your shot, something nice, cool wins, so that, hey, back there, I'm watching your shot for that a little bit, alright? So, hypocrisy, alright, and it reads, an answer, acting of a stage player, dissimulation and hypocrisy, which is basically what that is. And the reason why I'm bringing this out is because of what they call it, the natural swear, this swearing in, of the president. They swearing with the Bible. Put your hand on the Bible. Do you swear to uphold the law and so help me God, all that. I don't really remember the presidential swearing in speech of head. But they all do it, okay? Obama did it, Trump did it, all 47 presidents do it. You go to court, they tell you that what do you swear, to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and it's so up because swearing on the scriptures, okay, swearing on the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That is what is adding to their condemnation, okay? First and foremost, because it is hypocrisy, because it is lies, okay? Because even though they say that they are swearing by the Bible, they don't follow the laws of the Bible, okay? So now what you have in America, all these forms of wickedness, okay, abortions, okay, homosexuality, transsexuality, adultery, they are all legalized. But the truth now, but the laws of the scriptures, which is basically, alright, killing, the laws that of the scriptures, okay, the laws according to the Bible, they are all illegalized, okay. Like for example, the man owning his household, okay, the women being the property of the man owning his household and his children, they are all illegalized, especially in Israelite families where you have Esau, okay, this government only giving assistance and food stamps to single mothers. So now the so-called black women, the so-called Israelite women are being encouraged to chase their fathers, to chase their men, okay, to chase the fathers of the children out of the house and raise the babies alone, with that whole single mother mentality. And then they put and they take it an extra mile by celebrating these black demons you call women, man. And it's so-called black women by celebrating them, making them seem like they are goddesses and queens. But that's not what you are, man. You're just women, alright? Servants, okay? As the scripture says, these are the things that you see Esau doing. Is hypocrisy, but yes, they'll say that they are a nation that follows the Bible, and they are a Bible-fearing nation, a Bible-fearing people, when that's not actually the case, okay? So now, I should go to the book of Matthew to bring out the next another precept concerning that, alright? Let me get that. Okay. What the hell? Can't find the letter anymore. So okay, this phone is acting up. That's even the main reason why I even stopped the last count I did, because this phone was acting up. The phone is not as bright as it should be. And I don't think I can say it's FML, man. FML. Can't leave that video cut off. And I've been here for hours. But anyway, that's beside the point. So let's just forget about that one. Let's focus on this video right now. Bring out these truths. Alright, so this book of Matthew chapter 5, and I'll start from '34, and it reads, sorry, that's from 34. Matthew 5 verse 34. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is the Most High's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Alright, so like I said before, let's see the precept right here, swear not by heaven, okay, swear not by the earth, okay, swear not by the scriptures, because that's the word of the Most High. Alright, you know, this is how these devils be swearing. That's the condemnation to them right there, okay? Because right now you are swearing by the words of the Most High, the words of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, but you are not keeping those words. So what should the Most High do to you? He will do unto you, okay, or you will take part in all the plagues that are written up in this book. Okay, you devils will take part in all the plagues that are written up in this book. Everything that is written up in the scriptures, they will come to pass, and they will fall, and it will fall in on you devils. Alright, so I continue. Neither shall, Matthew 5 verse 36, neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatever is more than this cometh of evil. Okay? So that's that word. You should not swear, okay? Because we already know that swearing is going off, okay? Don't swear by heaven or swear by earth or anything like that. And that's exactly what that word swear means. It doesn't mean that, oh, you say fuck or you say shit or you say bitch or whatever, any other word that these people say is swear. That's what swearing means. Then you say that word, you say, you call upon him, like that thing that people be saying in the world, on God. That's a swear right there, man. And it's that word that's going off right there. So that's a one to utilize. If you use that term, you say on God, that is a swear right there. You say on your people will put this swear on different things just to prove that what they are saying is the truth. But that's not needed at all. Okay, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Okay, if your brother tells you that, if an African tells you something, and he says that this is the truth, then you have no reason not to believe it. Man. Especially if it's an African in this truth, a righteous and sincere one. Then you have no reason not to believe anything that he says. Doesn't need to add any extra bolster to it in order to prove that what he's saying is true. You don't need to bring out the Bible and say swear by the Bible. You don't need to bring out another witness and say swear by the No, that is necessary. But this is a condemnation against this kingdom, because now you have sworn by the Bible and you have refused to uphold the law according to the scripture. What you have done is wickedness. And that leads me to the precept. I believe that is Job 13. You know what it says, man. It is Job 13 verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. And also in the book of Psalms, it tells you that what the wicked are estranged from the womb. Okay, I'm trying to bring it out. That's the book of Psalms. Wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they were born, speaking lies. Right, so here it is. Look at Psalms 58, verse 3, and it reads, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they were born, speaking lies. Alright, so this is what Esau does. Lies, deceits, okay? as you just said, because of that is book of Habakkuk chapter 2, I believe. And so okay, I have to get that. I have to make sure that is it. I have to make sure that is where it actually came from. So okay, I'm a little bit slow. Well, okay, that is the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, from verse 8, and it reads, because of our righteous dealings, injuries and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. I think that's how Esau got his power, by his deceit, by his lies, okay? Because this devil was, because what are you seeing? This devil was swearing by the Bible. We're not keeping any of the laws of the scriptures, but continuing in wickedness. No, putting aside the fact that he's an Edomite, okay? Showing you exactly where he's at, okay? The wicked. You know what the scripture says. Though favor be shown to the wicked, yes, will he not learn righteousness? In the land of uprightness, he will not, let me get that. Though favor be shown to the wicked. That's also in the book of Psalms and Proverbs. Right, sorry, book of Isaiah 26. Isaiah 26 verse 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked. Yes, will he not learn righteousness? In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. I will not behold the majesty of Yahweh. So they are basically doing what they are blaspheming against the Most High. They are mocking him by swearing upon the scriptures, by saying that they will do. That's basically all this swearing in is about, because they don't respect the laws of Yahweh Shai anymore. They don't keep the laws according to the Bible, according to the scriptures anymore. They don't even care about the ways of Yahweh Shai. You see what they do to their people. You see how they condemn and censor the Israelites, showing that they don't care. And of course, you know that they are Israelites, the wicked. Salakia. That's the devil right there. Okay, that's Satan right there. They are Edomites. Alright, you know that they are Edomites, right? They don't want to behold the majesty of Yahweh. They don't want to come into this truth, into this understanding. They don't want to come into the way. And they don't care about Yahweh. They don't care about the ways of the Most High and His Son. They only, because they are plain and simple. Okay, they are devils, alright. So all this is a condemnation against them. A condemnation against these devils, alright. And that word, hypocrisies. That's just for that. That's just for that. James 5 verse 12. Talking about let's not swear upon heaven or upon earth or upon anything else, because you're not the one that created it. Yahweh that created it. Also not swear upon His word, meaning put your hand on the Bible to swear upon it. No, alright, okay. So let me get this next precept. That is the book of John chapter 3. Now let me use my Bible to get it. Let me get the Bible to get it. Book of John chapter 3. Alright, I see the book of John chapter 3, and I have to go straight to the point. Yeah, so I wanted to really go in depth on this, but anyway, so John chapter 3 verse 18, and it reads, he that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High, the only begotten Son of God, alright? And what is that name? That name is Yahweh Shai. Alright, so anybody that so all these comes out here that don't want to call upon the name of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, that telling you that we don't need the name of the Most High and His Son, alright? What does the scriptures tell you? That the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of order among the churches, okay? So the Most High is not going to tell you that if you don't believe in the name of His Son, okay? If you don't call upon the name of His Son, if you don't call upon His name, that you can't be saved. Acts 4 verse 12, okay? There is no other name upon heaven by which men can call, of which men can call, by which they can be saved, okay? Proverbs 30 verse 4, who has ascended up into heaven or descended? Who has bound the wind up in his fist? What is his name and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? The Most High is not going to put all these precepts in the scriptures and not give it the name of Yahweh Yahweh. Take that what do you take that? Oh, you have to figure it out by yourself or what? You're going to bring out, you're going to send forth the Spirit, and give it to and give that breakdown to men, so they can have that name, okay, the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And you can't call his name Jesus, okay, because whereas how can you call a man a name that has letters that wasn't invented until 500 years after his death, and his name is not Yeshua because there's no E or U in the Hebrew. Alright, so his name is Yahweh Shai because it has his father's name in that name, okay? So that's his name right there, Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, meaning what? He is the deliverer. He is the deliverer, the Messiah, okay? Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, the Messiah and the deliverer. Yahweh Shai being the deliverer, okay? It's like he is the deliverer, and Hamashiach being the Messiah. So that's the name right there, right? So that shows, okay, that these other camps, they don't have faith, okay, because they don't believe in the name of Yahweh Shai, but that's already been established. First and foremost, that there are many there's suspicion right now of them being agents, okay. And secondly, of course, their lack of faith. Alright, so continuing on. John 3 verse 19. And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil, okay? So that right there, that's a picture right there that shows you, okay? Men will rather follow Esau, will rather follow the wicked. Alright, these men are talking about right now is the Israelites. It says, rather follow the wicked, rather follow Esau than follow Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua, and follow the truth and the way. Okay, so what you have is that's what you have is what? Going to Isaiah chapter 30. Woe unto them that go down to Egypt, okay? That trust in Pharaoh. Alright, let me get that. You trust in bondage, you trust in the house of bondage, you trust in Egypt. Is Israel, is Jacob a servant? Is Israel a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Alright, so this book of Isaiah 30 verse 1, and it reads, Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel but not of thee, and that cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked in my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Alright, so that's his play right there, okay? So before you do anything, you inquire of how about Shimi or Shai. So should you go down to Egypt? Should you trust in Pharaoh? Should you take his vaccine? Should you take his No. Do that answer straight off. The answer is no, because if you go to the scripture, what they tell you that some men trust in chariots, okay? Some men trust in the host of armies, some men trust in even their own strength. But we will trust in Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, okay, the most high power. That is who us as the Israelites trust in. That is who we put our trust in, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And through him, okay, we will inherit our kingdom. Through this right here, okay? Through this right here, John chapter 18, the name of the only begotten Son, right? We will inherit the kingdom, okay? Because it is through Yahweh Shai we are all saved. Alright, so it's true Yahweh that the elect are going to be saved. It's true Yahweh that all Israel shall be saved, okay? Going to Romans 11 verse 7. Alright, continue. So let me get that word condemnation, which that word condemnation means crisis. So I mean the word in the translation in the Hebrew, in the Greek is crisis, right? So G2920, crisis. And it says, a separating, sundering separation, trial or contest, selection, judgment, alright, sentence of condemnation, damnatory judgment, condemnation and punishment. Alright, so that is your condemnation right there. And how are you condemned? Because you follow the ways of Esau rather than the ways of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. You chose Esau over the Most High. You chose to worship the beast, worship his image, and ultimately to receive his mark rather than to follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth, and to receive his own mark, the mark of salvation, the mark of exemption, Sawar, okay? He chose Charagma over Sawar. That's your condemnation right there. That's how you fall into perdition, okay? If you choose the son of perdition and you get perdition and you're surprised, that's another thing, Jacob will be surprised when they follow the man of sin, the son of perdition, and they get perdition. That perdition is going into what? Hell, destruction, okay? Show you that hell doctrine of dying and burning in hell for all eternity. That's an incorrect doctrine right there. That's a false doctrine, okay? A false doctrine. Because what that word hell simply means is judgment, your damnation, your destruction. Because we already know where the place of judgment is, man. Going to I believe that is Ecclesiastes 3 verse 10. Now this is the place of judgment right here, okay? Right? So let's see. okay, as I was saying, so going back to that picture, there are men love darkness rather than light, and the Most High has shined His light, okay, through His servants, the prophets, as the scripture says. And in the book of Amos chapter 3, that surely Yahweh Hashem Yahushua will do nothing, but He revealed His secrets through His servants, the prophets. Alright, and prophets are coming out here in the highways and byways, constantly. So like, yeah, I don't know why I don't know why flies are getting this on me right now. But anyway, the Most High sent through His servants, the prophets. So okay, so I can start over again. Surely the Most High will do nothing, but He revealed His secrets unto His servants, the prophets. Alright, now He's shining the light unto our people to call them back from their ways, okay? The Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, okay? The Israelites, because that is all the evil that this world is for, okay? And the rest of the heathen, okay, are going to be destroyed. The rest of the heathen aren't going to get this, okay? Because it's not for them, alright? Because if you go up in this precept, John chapter 3, verse 16, it tells that word, for the Most High, for God so loved the world, that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life, alright? That's something I used to. That's how they usually used to say it. But the thing is, have everlasting life. And that word is cosmos, okay? And other arrangement of who. Because if you go into the next chapter, okay, John 4, verse 22 to 23, it says that what? Salvation is of the Jews, okay? Let me get that, okay? Going to the next chapter, John chapter 4, verse 22, and it reads, Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, right? I know, and that's the spirit right there, because that's exactly what I wanted to say. I want to say that the hour cometh and now is here. Because what do you have? You have men that are worshiping the Most High in spirit and in truth. You have men that are bringing out the truth, okay? That are worshiping the Most High as He is, okay? As He deserves to be worshipped. That know exactly what we worship, okay? That know that salvation is of the Jews, okay? That know exactly what all these things that are in the scriptures are pertaining to. Alright, so continuing on. John 4, verse 23. But the hour cometh and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship Him. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. And that is plain right here, right? That all that worship Yahweh must worship Him in spirit and in truth. Meaning what? Every single precept we go into, alright? Every single thing that written in these scriptures, we bring it out, and guess what? It supports our doctrine. What thing do you want to know about that is in this scripture that great people to avoid or we run away from? When they come out and say that we got them with this, let's bring out this precept for them, so and they won't be able to answer this. No. What the scripture says? The scripture says that I will give you a spirit, alright, which no man can. Let me get that. Because that's what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has prepared for us in this side. Say that He will give us a spirit that no man can gainsay. Let me get that. Here it is. Alright, Luke 21, verse 15. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. After you come up to the camp and you get cut into bits. Because you are going up against, you're not going up against men, okay? You're not going up against me, okay? You're going up against Him that sent me. Alright, you're going up against Yahweh, you're going up against the Most High Himself. You already know what the scripture says, That's it's like I'm trying to think about it. Now read the scripture says. Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Romans chapter 9. Can the thing that was formed say unto the thing that made it? Alright, why hast thou made me thus? Alright, I'm going to Isaiah chapter 29. Can you say to the thing that made it that he had no understanding? Because that's exactly what you do what you heathen are doing whenever you come up to the camp. Whenever you come up to the Israelite camp, I'm talking about how you want to cut them. You're talking about bring your Bible, saying that you want to cut them, you want to bring out these precepts. What you want to bring us, that I haven't already gone into. Is it John 3 verse 16? Is it Galatians 3 verse 28? Alright. Is it anything that is in the New Testament? Because we deal with both the New Testament and the Old Testament. Even adding the extra apocrypha in for you. In case that wasn't enough, in case you're looking for, you're talking about extra biblical sources, of course, which many of these Christians, they don't believe in the apocrypha, but that's beside the point. That's none of our business, man. We already know that the truth isn't in Christianity, so what's the point of arguing with them over the validity of the apocrypha? That's just one more thing that they got wrong, right? And when it talks about the Gentiles, it's talking about it's talking about the Greek, the Israelite foreigners, the Greek-speaking Jews, okay, the Hellenists, Okay, the Hellenist stars. Because even if you go into, and right now I'm going to get it in an offline dictionary, okay? Because it isn't just the blue letter that has this breakdown. So come on. It's like my phone is just acting all messed up today. So I have to get with me for that. You know, all these phones, these phones, and they're acting all messed up today. Record a video of a whole camp, and I'm supposed to, walking back. I actually have a video to do after this, but still not recorded, right? So this is the Hellenist right here. Hellenist, a person who adopted Greek customs, language, culture during the Hellenistic period, especially a Hellenized Jew. Alright, so there you have it right there, okay? When you're talking about the Hellenists, talking about our people, okay, the Israelites, because majority of the people that were Hellenized were our people. Which at this time they would call them Americans, they would call them Europeans, they would, but their line goes back to the Israelites. They go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Whether you look like a Negro that's Native American, so-called, I should put that so-called. Whether you look like an Edomite, a Hamite, a Moabite, as long as your line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are an Israelite because the seed, right? The seed. Let me get that. Because even the Apostle Paul said this, by his seed was he called, okay? Yeah, it is. Let's start from the beginning. Alright, Romans 9 verse 1. I say the truth in Hamashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertain the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises. Alright, so if you say that that only the Israelites have the adoption, the glory, the covenants, the giving of the law, the service of the Most High and the promises, what is left for you heathen? Now, if you want to say that I came back, Apostle Paul is speaking the truth in Hamashiach. He's speaking the truth in who? Yahushai. So what is left for you heathen, man? What is left for you to take out of all these things? Reply in the comments if you have any opinion on what is left for you. Alright, so continuing on. And once again, Romans chapter 9 verse 7. Verse 7, and it reads, is that because they are the seed of Abraham? Romans 9 verse 7. Is that because they are the seed of Abraham, are they all children? But in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed, okay? And who are the children of the promise? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because that's how the promise went down to. The blessing of Abraham went on to Isaac, and then went on to Jacob, and then to his 12 seed, which are all Israel, okay? Because his name was changed from Jacob to Israel, Yashar Allah. He is a prince of the Most High, Because that is exactly what you Israelites are. You, as it just said, that is in the book of either Psalms 82 or 83. I believe that is Psalms 83 verse 6. Let me see if I can get that. This is more like sloppy seconds then. Alright. Anyway, Psalms 83. So yeah, I guess it's 82. So yeah, I guess it's 82. So yes, it's 82. Actually, I know it wasn't 83. But I can't remember the verse that was in Psalms 83. Alright, Psalms 82 verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High, Yasharallah, princes of power. But you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes, right? For your wickedness, right? For the things that we did against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's why in the prophecies, Solomon, which is Yahushai in the reincarnation, he said that words. That I have seen servants on horseback and princes walking upon the earth as servants. Which is speaking of what? It's speaking of our people, the Israelites, walking upon the earth as servants, and these devils or these Edomites, which are our servants, or walking on horseback like princes, because that is the judgments that we are giving for disobeying Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And those devils, man, they're going to be put in their place soon. Because guess what? A lot of people like to say that, prophesying for the downfall and destruction that hating people is not scriptural. But it absolutely is, okay? Wishing for and praying for the downfall of your enemies is not scriptural, but it absolutely is, okay? Because here in Nigeria, any small thing that happens to somebody, now they start firing Psalm 35. I what is written there, man. It's the King David praying for the death and destruction of all his enemies. They start firing Psalm 35. But these are the same Christians that will tell you that, praying for your enemies is wicked, is wicked, is wicked. I'm sorry, I cannot pray for you. Yeah, praying for your enemies, for your destruction, that is wicked, is wicked, is wicked. But even the scripture says that what? The happy is he that liveth to see the downfall of his enemies. I don't know what's up on my phone screen right now. Salakia. Man, today just be messing with me. First, the video doesn't record, and now my phone is acting up. Alright, I got it open. So like you actually have to do anything, man. I don't know what happened today. The spirit was flowing, everything was okay, but then anywho, let's just bring it out anyway. You know how the scripture says, those that are met with the waters of affliction and the bread of adversity, thy teacher shall not be removed to a corner, but thou shalt see thy teachers, and they shall give thee awards. A word saying this is the right way, walk ye in it. When you stray to the right, to the left hand or to the right, So I got to be out here to bring out this word for our people, man. Alright, so alright, here it is. Alright, Ecclesiasticus 25. So here it is. Ecclesiasticus 25 verse 7. And it reads, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. So what is that telling you, man? What do you think that fall of his enemy means? Wishing for the fall of your enemy is 100% scriptural, man. Having enemies is 100% scriptural. Going into Psalm 83, alright, the scripture said that was, thy enemies, your enemies, Israel, have made a tumult. They have lifted up the head against thee, because they consider you enemies as well. And what they tell you, they want to wipe you out from existence. Let the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Alright, so that's their focus. You have enemies. People are hating on you, Israelites. You have enemies, and you think that they have made you their enemies, but they are not your enemies. The hate is reciprocal, bro. The hate is reciprocal, bro. We hate each other even more than he hates us, because they are devils, okay? These are the demons that are put upon the earth to plague our people. You know how they talk about demons in hell? They're constantly torturing everybody that is sent to hell. Well, Esau is that demon that is in this hell right now, alright? So, going to Psalm 35. We're just going to Psalm 35. That whole chapter is dedicated to that whole psalm is dedicated to what? Praying against your enemies, man. Another Psalm 35. There are other psalms as well, alright? But this one is the most popular one, so I'll just bring it out. Alright, Psalm 35 from verse 1, and it reads, Please my cause, O Yahweh, with them that strive against me. Fight against them that fight me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler and stand for my help. Draw out also the spear and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am thy salvation, alright? That is clear right there, because Yahweh King, that is our salvation, As he just says, Yahweh is the way, the truth, and the light, and no man can come to the Father except through him. Alright, so continuing on. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hearts. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of Yahweh chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of Yahweh persecute them. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Let the destruction come upon him unawares, and let his net that he hid catch himself into that very destruction. Let him fall. And my soul shall be joyful in Yahweh. It shall rejoice in his salvation. That is plain, man. Because when you see the fall of your enemies, you're going to rejoice. You're going to praise Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. When you see Babylon go up in smoke, go up in flames, you're going to praise Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because that is scriptural, that is holy, okay? That is expected of you as Israelites. And that is what we will do because we are righteous. And that is a righteous thing right there. Alright? Because what the scripture says, they lay a snare for you. And through all these enchantments, through all these witchcrafts, through all these little trickery and the statistics that the devil does, trying to lay a snare for our people. What does the scripture say that the accuser of our brethren, category, like I forget how it goes in the Greek, categoreo of our brethren that accuses us daily before day and night before Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Now woe unto him that giveth drink to his neighbor, so that he can see their nakedness. That's exactly what Esau does, man. He brings out these philosophies that he knows are wicked. Because these devils, they know right from wrong, man. They know the scripture, so they know what is lawful and what is not. So they cannot even feign ignorance. Right? They know what is lawful and what is not. And they purposely, they are purposely, basically exalting that which is lawful. They are purposely exalting and pushing for that which is lawful. And they are doing what? They are condemning that which I made a mistake right there. They are pushing that. They are pushing wickedness. They are exalting wickedness and condemning what is righteous. Because what they are trying to bring down our people. Okay, they're trying to lay that snare against our people. What does the scripture say? That is in the book of Numbers 23. And let me get that. That there is no enchantment against Jacob. No what I'm looking for? Witchcraft, I believe. Alright, but let me get that. Numbers 23. I mean, I would have been here longer if I had the Spirit of God on me. Alright, so it is. Numbers 23, verse 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and Israel, what hath the Most High wrought? Alright, so there is no condemnation against there's no condemnation against the elect. Of course, that is that I wanted to bring that out. Of course, but there's no enchantment. There's no divination. Okay, there's none of these witchcraft that these devils are planning. None of these little shits that these devils are planning to do that our people will fall into. Okay, that the elect specifically will fall into, because what the scriptures say that. That is book of Matthew chapter 24. I said that except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, okay, those days we are shortened. Right, so that tells you that what the Most High already, the Most High is protecting us from Esau, from his wickedness, from his enchantment, from his witchcraft, from his divinations. Okay, going to Revelation 3 verse 10. Let me get that. All right, Revelation 3 verse 10, and it reads, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." Right, and that is plain. Okay, because that's plain. Okay, because the Messiah is protecting us, he's defending us from these devils. Okay, from the hour of temptation. Okay, from the evil that they are about to bring. Revelation 12 verse 12. It talks about how and let me get that as well. Revelation 12 verse 12. Alright, Revelation 12 verse 12, and it reads, "Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down to you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." That is clear right there. Okay, so Esau is preparing a great wrath. He's going to come down hard on you Israelites, especially with Jacob's trouble. Now that our boy Joe is president, you know what he's about to bring up on the earth, man. He's about to bring that martial law. Alright, that first. That martial law, those horns are about to come out. Alright, but you know what? But you know that the elect will be safe and protected from all that. Alright? That's just facts right there. And this devil, we are going to face that condemnation, because going on to what I was talking about, it is 100% scriptural to pray for the downfall of your enemies, man. Because guess what? Each is going to be broken without hands. It's going to be destroyed. It's going to be spoiled. Okay, going to Obadiah chapter 1 verse 18, it just said that what? And it shall make the house of Jacob, the house of Judah a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau shall be stubble, and none of the Edomites shall survive it, man. Right? Let me get that. Obadiah 1 verse 18. Obadiah 1 verse 18, and it reads, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. Alright, so you Edomites are going to get completely wiped out, completely destroyed. Okay, I'm going into the book of Numbers 24. It tells you that what Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end is that it shall be destroyed forever. Alright, so that's Numbers 24. Look, I have to go and get that. Numbers 24. I'm probably going to have to end this here because I don't want this video to cut off as well. Alright, so Numbers 24. Numbers 24 verse 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. So we know that after the kingdom will come, after 1,000 years, each soul is gone, man. You're going to be perish forever. That's one of our enemies that we never have to worry about again, Yahweh Bashim Yashai will deal with him however Yahweh Bashim Yashai wants to deal with him. That's left for the Most High himself, right? And you nations are going into slavery, right? Psalms chapter 2, it tells you that what? Ask of me, ask. So let me get that. Ask of me, and I shall give thee even the heathen for thine inheritance. So you already know what you heed. So let me get that. I mean, we already know from the scriptures, okay, from the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6 that the world was made for our sakes. And guess what? You heathen are part of that world, okay? Because you heathen aren't no different from the sand, okay, from the sea, or from the ocean, or from the animals that are on the earth. You are just made to be a possession of the Israelites, alright? Then the book of Psalms chapter 2, and from verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Right, and one of the Akim was doing a video about this, that there was actually a commentary talking about this exact precept that in the commentary they said that Yahushua was going to come back and he will rule over the whole earth and all the nations will be under him. Wait a minute. I thought you Christians were talking about how all the nations will rule together with Yahushua and all the nations are still in Yahushua. So why is Yahushua coming back to rule over all the nations? And who are the people that he's telling that he will give the heathen for their inheritance and the uttermost part of the earth for their inheritance? That's the Israelites, man, because going to Psalms 2, I checked on my speech a little bit there. Going to Psalms 2 verse 1, it tells you that what? Why do the heathen rage and people imagine a vain thing? And that is plain right there, okay? So why are the heathen raging? Why do they believe that they have an inheritance in the kingdom when their lot is to be servants unto the Israelites? Why do you think, why do you imagine a vain thing? Oh, Jesus came for everybody. Jesus loves everybody. That's not the case, okay? Because what the scriptures say, guys, in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6. And let me close out with this. Because I think it's time for me to finish this up. And then let me close out with this, alright? 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 56. 2nd Ezra 6, verse 56. As for the other people which also came of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that floweth from a vessel. So all the heathen compared to the Israelites are nothing, okay? The Most High does not have you heathen in his mind unless he wants to bring judgment upon you. That's the time that the Most High is thinking about you heathen. So your prayers that you are sending forth to Jehovah, to God and Jesus, they're not being answered, man. Right? All the prayers that send up to all your idols and all that, they're not going to be answered. The only thing that you should expect is to be in captivity under the Israelites, man. And don't worry, right? We're not Esau, we will be righteous judges over you. Right? Continuing on. 2nd Ezra 6 verse 57. And now, O Yahweh, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to lord over us and to devour us. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? So that's the purpose for you heathen, man. First and foremost, okay, you are meant to be servants for when the Israelites are righteous, okay? But when the Israelites are wicked, you are meant to be a snare unto them, right? See the book of Joshua for reference, from Joshua 21 to 24, where the Most High said that words, that the Gibeonites, which we spare because we did not inquire of Yahweh, how we will deal with them, okay? Right, and all the other Canaanite nations that were supposed to destroy, like for example the Jebusites, okay, that we spared, they remained in among our people to be snares unto us, okay? To tempt us with, to tempt us with their wickedness. That's exactly what you Eden are for. When we are being wicked, you are here to be a snare unto us, to tempt us into wickedness. And when we are being righteous, you are meant to be our servants, our slaves for all eternity. And guess what? We're not going to be wicked in the kingdom, because Jeremiah 30 verse 30, I believe that 31 verse 31, Hebrews 8 verse 8. The Most High will give us new bodies that cannot go off, okay? That cannot sin. And will be righteous continuously to Him. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai forever. Alright, so I'd like to end it there. Alright, so I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh Basham Yahushai Basham Rachak Wadash Wa Abad Babal. Shalom.